and this is Professor Hema Kay, and the title of his presentation is Jurimetrics is Desideratum. Let's teach it in all the law schools. And Professor Hema is Assistant Professor at the School of Law in the Christ deemed to be University, Bangalore. Thank you.
Welcome to one and all present here. I'm Hema Kay, working as an assistant professor at School of Law, Christ, deemed to be University, Bangalore. Today I am going to present a paper titled Jurimetrics is Desideratum. Let's teach it in all the law schools. To begin with, the honor of introducing jurimetrics into the legal research field goes to eminent jurist Lee Lowinger. Jurimetrics involves a scientific inquiry which ultimately targets at establishing predictable patterns in the field of law. Scholars since the very beginning perceived the need of introducing jurimetrics into the legal research field so that the scientific data could be used to ascertain legal issues. Now that the legal field and legal education has undergone a paradigm shift, it is now the duty of the Faculty of Law to teach the students what they should know rather than teaching what we already know. This paper analyzes how important jurimetrics is into the legal research and how important it is to teach the law students of the present generation. And also finally the paper discusses as to how jurimetrics could be introduced into the legal curriculum in the law schools. I would now like to quote the words of Justice Holmes. He once rightly remarked that the man of the future is the man of the statistics, thereby highlighting how scientific inquiry is important in legal research. Jurimetrics is a combination of two words, that is juris and metrics. Juris, as we all know, is law. Metrics means the science of measuring something. So jurimetrics in its truest sense means the measurement of law. In other words, you can say jurimetrics is a quantification of law. Jurimetrics is studying law in a scientific manner. Jurimetrics involves the process of scientific inquiry in ascertaining judicial patterns. To Lee Lowinger, jurimetrics can be best described as the use of scientific methodology in the legal inquiry. Even before we discuss how important jurimetrics is, we should distinguish between jurisprudence and jurimetrics. Jurimetrics is the science of law, whereas jurisprudence is the philosophy of law. Jurisprudence asks the why questions for which science cannot provide an answer. The questions that are asked by jurisprudence, as I told you, are why questions which could be answered by philosophy, ethics, aesthetics, or theology. The questions that are asked by the jurimetrics are how questions, for which science itself can provide an immediate answer which can be tested and observed, and modifications could be made further. So hence, by merely changing the vocabulary, jurisprudence cannot be made into jurimetrics. Jurimetrics, unlike jurisprudence, deals with quantitative analysis of the judicial behavior, legal predictability, application of communication and information theory to legal expression. According to Lee Lowinger, the next forward step of the man's progress should be from jurisprudence, which is more speculation about law, to jurimetrics, which is the scientific investigation of legal problems. With the advent of artificial intelligence and the emergence of technology, the gates of scientific inquiry are open even to the legal research field. Jurimetrics deals how this technology could be best used to make scientific inquiry easy in the field of legal research. Lee Lowinger concerned himself with utilization of tools to its best possibility to store and retrieve data, particularly by using digital computers. In this sense, jurimetrics can be considered as cybernetics. The jurimetrics tools and their applications are symbolic logic for analyzing legal material, secondly, digital computers and quantitative methods for behavioral analysis of judicial decisions, lastly, digital computers to store and automatically retrieve the data that is stored. Having said the importance of jurimetrics to the legal research field and how important it is for the students to learn jurimetrics, we should analyze how this can be incorporated in the curriculum. Can we incorporate jurimetrics as a core paper? No, because it's still in an infancy stage. But we can offer this jurimetrics as an elective course. So now we have to discuss what elective course is and how curriculum of Geometrics can be made into an elective course, and what are the parameters that are to be considered in making Geometrics as an elective course. Elective English programs were introduced in the 1960s. Whenever there is an elective program, it gives a wide choice to the teacher to design the curriculum, and it also gives students a choice to choose the elective that they want to study. Leila Christenberry, in her article An Untimely Death, An Elegy for the Elective Curriculum, has opined that what distinguished from the elective curriculum from the rest of the other innovations was that its strong advocates and architects were the teachers. Teachers selected, designed, and implemented the elective course. The discretion of what is to be taught is solely rests in the hands of the teachers, which means the teachers are at free choice to make the curriculum of an elective and to choose the teaching methodology that fits the elective. An elective should always add on the value to the core paper that the student has already studied. Like antitrust law and patent law could add on value to the student only if he has already studied intellectual property law and the competition law. Likewise, if Geometrics is to be taught to a student, he should already have studied research methodology as a core paper. Further, G.M. Filisko in his article Elective Directive Be Selective opines that it is generally okay to choose an elective for fun, but such a fun should be strategic fun. Geometrics could be such a paper for those students who are interested in studying research methodology. He also further provides a particular process as to a teacher should follow before introducing an elective to the students. As we all know, electives are introduced in a curriculum for the benefit of the students. So before introducing an elective to the students, a survey from the students should be taken to know how many students are actually interested in learning the subject. Since Geometrics is altogether a new subject to us, before taking a survey or before knowing whether students are interested or not, we should teach them the basics of Geometrics, like how Geometrics plays a significant role in the legal research, how much it is required for legal research field to incorporate scientific inquiry into it. So only once we teach them how important Geometrics is for them, they'll be able to say whether they need it for as an elective or not. Moving on, now I would like to discuss how Geometrics could be introduced as an elective in the law schools. In the light of the article written by Larry Palmatier and Mille Martin, their article is titled as 10 Guidelines for Establishing an Elective Program, in which they have given all the 10 guidelines, but I have taken only those guidelines which can be used or applied by the law schools while introducing Geometrics as an elective course. The first principle is involve students. Electives are framed by the teachers but for the benefit of the students. Though teachers have complete discretion to make the curriculum of an elective, it's always better to seek opinion from the students because an elective course is directly going to benefit the students. Teachers simply cannot carry the entire burden of establishing, teaching, and evaluating an elective curriculum. So the burden has to be shared. So whenever there is an elective course that's being introduced in a law school, a student should be allowed to participate by formulating the curriculum. So when Geometrics is being introduced in any law school, students should be allowed to take part while the curriculum of Geometrics is being formulated by the teacher. The second principle that they advocate in their article is basic skills are essential. Before introducing an elective, the teacher should keep in mind the prerequisites that an elective program would require from a student. To study an elective like antitrust and patent law, the students should have been well equipped with intellectual property law and competition law. Only then the elective would add on value to them. If at all antitrust patent law is taught without them learning patent law or intellectual property law and competition law, elective will not add on any value to them. So just likewise, if at all Geometrics is to be made as an elective to the students, first of all, they should be well equipped with the knowledge of research methodology as to how research is done, what are the types of research, what is the research method, what are the research methodologies, what are the ways to collect data, that is data collection techniques, how samplings can be made, how data could be interpreted. Only if they know these basic concepts, they'll be able to understand Geometrics. or else teaching geometrics without teaching research methodology would be vain. The principle that they advocate is offer what you yourself want to learn. As stated earlier, the legal education has undergone a paradigm shift, and we as faculty of law must teach students what they should know rather than teaching what we already know. Teachers should first try to understand the importance, the significance of the jury metrics. Only then an elective course can be formulated. If the teachers themselves don't feel the need of introducing jury metrics as an elective, students will not get the opportunity or students will not get the interest to learn. So first of all, as a faculty of law, we should know how and why jury metrics is important. Only then we can make students understand why jury metrics is being introduced as an elective. If we ourselves are ignorant as to why jury metrics is being incorporated as an elective, teaching them jury metrics as an elective would not be fruitful. So teachers should feel that there is a need to learn jury metrics first, and then the jury metrics should be taught to students. Fourth principle that they advocate is build elective around themes. Electives are effective only if they are timely, interesting, and strongly motivated. Many new programs are built around themes. The theme for jury metrics could be law and technology or research methodology. The theme could be research methodology because jury metrics includes scientific inquiry in field of legal research. So how scientific inquiry is involved in legal research is by using technology. We use digital computers to store the data. For instance, if we want to take case laws which are relevant to the case that we are dealing with right now, then we have the data that is already stored. That is the cases that are already stored, and we can take the cases or we can filter those cases which we are in need of. So only when we have a theme for an elective, only then an elective could be successful. The first principle that they advocate is provide for a payoff. Why students are allowed to take electives? So that they get specialized knowledge in that particular field. So why are they allowed to take food and law? Because they want to specialize in that particular field. That's why we have an electives introduced. So whenever we are talking about payoffs, we should draft our course outcomes in such a way that they are achievable. We cannot have course outcomes that are very hypothetical. So the outcomes of jury metrics should be tangible and it should be measurable. Only then students would be willing to take up the course. Rather than teaching jury metrics as a theoretical concept, we should try to incorporate the calculations that are possible in the legal research. The principle that they advocate is the teacher is the key. As I already said, an elective revolves around the teacher. It is the teacher who formulates this curriculum for the elective. It is the teacher who decides the teaching methodology to teach the subject, and also it is the teacher who comes up with the evaluation strategy for the elective. So from the formulation of this curriculum till the evaluation, the elective will revolve around the teacher. So there is so much importance for the teacher while teaching an elective. So while a teacher is teaching an elective, she should not only be an idea contributor, but also she should be a learner. She should try to ask for the feedback from her faculty colleagues and then try to incorporate the changes so that jury metrics could be made as an successful elective paper to the students. Unless a teacher is open to criticisms, it is not possible for us to prepare a curriculum for jury metrics, because jury metrics involves lots of technology and lots of science. So only when we are open to criticism or feedback, it is possible for us to create a curriculum for jury metrics. Last principle is evaluate electives regularly. So the duty of the teacher begins after the elective is introduced. Once the elective is introduced, the teacher should take feedback from the students in a very timely manner. So if the students feel that the elective is of no use, then it would be better to drop that elective. So if the students are interested to learn, only if the students trust that such an elective is going to add on value to their skill and knowledge, then only we should continue such an elective. The same applies to jury metrics. If the students feel that the jury metrics is of no use to them, then there is no point of us teaching them. So the timely evaluation about the feedback and the teaching methodology should be taken from the students. So once the evaluation is taken, It shouldn't be kept aside. The teacher should always try to implement the feedback that she has got so that jurimetrics could be made as an elective paper. These days, law schools are teaching jurimetrics, but only as a topic under research methodology. But jurimetrics is gaining so much significance and importance so that it has to be now at least introduced as an elective. Next, I would like to quote the Ropers, that is Dwight Roper and Susan Roper, in their article, The Accountable School, Elective Courses, Competition and Cost Effectiveness. They opined and believed that competitive electives can improve worthwhile programs and eliminate dead wood. By this, they mean there are few electives which are introduced in the law school which overlaps with one another. So such electives can be removed, and electives like jurimetrics should be incorporated in their electives. Jurimetrics is gaining significance and importance over time. It is very important to study law in the light of science. So jurimetrics should be incorporated as an elective in the law schools.
Thank you, Professor Hema. We're now going to go over to some questions. So if anybody has any questions for Professor Hema.
Hi ma'am, am I audible?
Another question here for you, Professor Hema. How far are the students how far the students are competent to decide whether the course is good for them?
Jurimetrics is something that has not been allotted as an elective course in many of the law schools. So now you cannot go ask students directly that whether you want jurimetrics as an elective or not, because that's a very infancy subject. It's though it has been discussed whether jurimetrics is important to law or not since very long. It's now not the time to go ask students whether they want this as an elective or not. What they should rather do is they as teachers. So rather than asking them directly whether they want jurimetrics or not, we should rather teach them what jurimetrics is in the very beginning, as at least introduction of it, like what jurimetrics is, what are the scientific principles that can be applied while determining legal decisions, or how legal decisions could be predicted. We should teach them the basics. Only after the relevance of jurimetrics, only after that we should only after that we should ask feedback from the students whether they want it as an elective or not. Now it's not really the right time to go ask directly whether they want a jurimetrics as an elective or not. First of all, we should teach them the very basics of jurimetrics, because students do lack in that. So that's why what I believe is, first of all, we as teachers should tell them what jurimetrics is and that we are intending to make this as an elective. Only after that, students can give their feedback as to whether they want the elective or not.
Thank you. There's also someone has sent a message saying that jurimetrics is a very old word. Isn't this what we now call empirical legal studies? And the Journal of Empirical Legal Studies is now the flagship journal. So the message is saying there is a saying that lawyers don't compute, and if they liked maths, they'd be accountants. So the question following on from that is, they're asking, how do we make law students like statistics, data science and data analytics?
Ma'am, we should first of all understand that cyber crimes or whatsoever, we are teaching them cyber law. So in cyber law, all we discuss is about data. So here, when the person, I don't know, Dennis, Professor Dennis is trying to say empirical legal studies is already there and that's equivalent to jurimetrics, but I personally think empirical legal studies and jurimetrics are one and the same, because of one reason. Jurimetrics also deals with research, but in a very scientific manner. Empirical legal studies is basically where you go onto the field and collect the data, collect the first-hand data. That is what is considered as empirical legal research. But in case of jurimetrics, you apply the science and you do data and you use all the rest of the tools like computers to take the data or to retrieve the data that is recorded. So there is difference between jurimetrics and empirical legal studies.
Thank you.